flex, flex. The livest one in the section. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga, woof. I'm a 88 pack nigga, woof. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood, tryna stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Oh, it's time to bleed. It's Friday morning. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's do this roll call real quick because I got a lot I want to cover here. And it's actually going to extend to Simeon Saturday. That's my rare Saturday morning show. Simeon Saturday. This live stream is going to spill into tomorrow morning. Because I really need to drill this point. I've been giving this a lot of thought. And you know what? At this point, I'm not talking to the immediate family. I'm just talking about the state of boxing as a whole. Everyone's going to get what they deserve. So let's do this roll call real quick. G. McCall, salute. Real Spill Midwest Boxing Talk 2. Black Superman, Michael Fleming. David Scott III, One Deep. The CDB. The Sensei's in the building. Everything. Salute. Accurate. Amina, salute, Queen. Happy New Year. Steve Elder Mack. Rod Neal. Derek Gaines, the legend. Dion next up. My brother Eric Jordan, salute. Shaquilla, salute, Queen. Nicholas Levy, Todd Swindle, Insane, Ratchet, Shamal, salute. All right, let's get to this work, man. Y'all know my memes tell stories. And at this current junction, I was giving this a lot of thought. And I look at the landscape of boxing, and I feel like Anthony Joshua when he fought Andy Ruiz. Mark Heston, salute. Chilltown, salute. When he didn't know that he was poisoned and he was in the corner talking about, why do I feel this way? And I feel just like that with the landscape. And I did a live stream. Tay, good morning. I did a live stream last year. And I said, this whole house needs to burn down. This house of boxing, it needs to burn down. And what people don't realize, and this is why it's important that you don't listen to casuals, the direction we want boxing to go in, it's actually for the benefit of the sport in the long run. This is why the Sensei Stormy B-Man says, watch the sport of boxing, watch boxing. It's okay to root for a fighter because you know him or he's from the city or he's your neighbor, whatever. But no fighter should be bigger than the sport itself. It's okay to have a favorite fighter for whatever your reason is. That's okay. But you can't justify that one fighter's behavior, especially when their behavior is not productive to the sport of boxing. And shout out to my brother, Coach Hudson, because this has been on my mind and I watched his live yesterday. Shout out to Patrice X. I'd have joined the stream yesterday, but I was handling some family business, but I was locked in, man. And I said, you know what? Let me pick up the baton and run with it. Sam Mack, Brother Reef, salute. Let me run with it. Noah, what up? Because I'm going to point out all the discrepancies. And I'm going to put the final nail in the coffin tomorrow. When we say we want the best fighting the best, and you laugh at that and you ignore that, and the Royal Constrictor, salute. If you laugh at that, ignore it, these are the results. If boxing was doing what it was supposed to do, there would have been nothing for Turkey Al-Sheikh to do but to try and pretty much throw money at the people that were actually putting in the work and making them do the same thing on his brand for more money. But what gave Turkey Al-Sheikh power was that he took his money and started making fights that we thought were impossible because of things like Other Side of the Street. Casuals can't have these types of conversations because all they know is that Turkey was trying to throw money at a fighter that they like. And the fighter that they liked or still infatuated with does not want to fight his contemporaries. What do I mean by that? Do y'all understand? Mac of the South, salute. Do y'all understand that Beterbiev and Bivol should have happened 5 years ago? But business kept that apart. Turkey Al-Sheikh came through, and we're now on fight number 3 in under a year. In about a year. We're on fight number 3. Are you kidding me? That's all it took? That's all it took. Do you realize Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, we should be on at least maybe 2 fights for undisputed, 1 for undisputed, and whoever won that was going to be one was going to be a challenger and the other one was going to be defending. That's all we wanted, man. All of this nasty, it got real nasty. Rashad, what up? It got nasty for nothing. We wanted the fight over here, and all we heard was excuses from across the pond. Yeah, you say AJ could beat Deontay, and all we said was, all right, let's see it. And there was more resistance for the fight not happening. Listen to your conversation. Listen to your conversation. We don't want AJ to fight Deontay because Deontay doesn't sell. Well, Anthony sells. So no Deontay, but give me Carlos Takam. No Deontay, but give me Alexander Povetkin, the cheater that he is. And then AJ gets up there and says, we're going to freeze you out. And y'all didn't even know why that was a problem? That kind of conversation was a problem? Y'all don't watch boxing. Y'all are fans of fighters. And this is why I don't respect any of you. You might luck out. If I don't know you, you get a chance to speak on the panel. But once I figure out that you don't know anything about boxing and you don't respect the history, the people that paved the way for us, I don't respect your opinion on boxing. And I'll bid you a good day. Enigmatic Son, salute. I'll bid you a good day because we're having 2 different conversations. I'm talking about the sport and you talking about tattoos and everything else. That's not my concern. That's not my concern about who makes money or makes the most money. It's not my concern. I'm not on anyone's payroll. Nobody's paying me. This is a sport that I love, and the sport don't love me back. And now you have a bunch of inmates running the asylum because they enable the nonsense. You having True Boxing Night, salute. You're having panels about who's worth this and who's worth that. Everybody on the panel makes $50,000 a year. I can look at y'all niggas and tell. But the point is, you missed the big picture. And then the media, it doesn't take much to trick you because you've been conditioned. You start tearing down your own. And that's what we're talking about this morning. You do the devil's work, and you don't even realize it. Copper, salute. If you clowns were alive in the 60s, you'd hate Muhammad Ali. When I was a kid growing up, I thought everybody loved Ali. Main biker, salute. I didn't know until I got older. I said, whoa. They hated him. They hated him. All father, salute. They hated Ali. I watched this short video, 88, what up? I watched this video and I just saw it after he passed a few months ago. Sly Stone. Sly and the Family Stone, not Sylvester Stallone. I'm Everyday People. And I don't know what year it was, and I forgot the show. I spoke to Stormy about this. Stormy saw it when it like happened. And Sly had a problem with Ali. And Ali was trying to get him to calm down, like, yo, you know, we could talk about your issue, but we can't fight in front of these white folk. And right away, I'm looking at it, and by then the footage is well over 45 years old, maybe more. And you could tell that those folks brought Sly in there to talk to Ali because he was a black man who was very famous at that point in time, who had a problem with Muhammad Ali, who was anti-establishment. And they brought him in there to do just that. And what Ali was trying to do was say, yo, brother, calm down. We could talk amongst ourselves. Let's not do it in front of these folks on international TV. And Ali just gently put his hand on his shoulder, like, you know, brother, you know, calm down. Let's not do. And he like slapped his hand away. Don't touch me. Like Ali won't fuck him up. And I saw Ali's face. He's like, man, why is this dude? He knows I will put him in a blender. He knows that. But they want that. And they brought this dude to do the demon's work. I never saw that footage until fairly recently. And I said, oh my, and they played it after Sly died. Now, why would they release that? I've been watching old footage of Sly Stone, Unique Dawn, salute. I've been watching old footage of Sly Stone for years. And I never saw that. The man dies and someone put that up? That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. Now, I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if they made peace. I don't know. But they brought that man in to do a job, and he did it. And Ali took the high road. When cats come into my chat, 704 Joe, salute, and I have an opinion about a fighter that they unconditionally support, or I'm supporting fighters, and they come in here with negativity, I look at you knuckle draggers. Oh, Copper, I don't remember, but I know the guy, though. But I look at these, and I'll get to the super chat. I see you, Eric John. I get to the super chats at the end of the show. I just can't lose my frame of thought. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to cook right now. I got you at the end, Eric. Salute to you. I appreciate you, brother. Much love. I look at you knuckle draggers coming in here when y'all try to disrupt and troll, and y'all have no idea what the big play was. Because you know something? They actually already accomplished it. They did the boxing, basically, what Uncle Sam did to the black community. Prince, what up? That's what they did to the black community. Hey, we'll pay for your school. We'll pay for your housing. You'll get electric bills paid, your gas bill paid, and we'll put food in your refrigerator. Here's the stipulation, though. You got to be a single mother. There can't be no man in the house. That's how you're going to get our help. They didn't say, hey, we're going to help you families. We're going to send a man to school to get an education, or he can learn a trade, and then you could be a full-time mom, or you ain't got to worry about feeding your kids. We're going to take care of that, but we're going to get these black men educated in a trade or whatever so they can be productive to society, so we ain't got to have that we ain't got to have that stigma of them just being broken in jail. We're going to give them an opportunity. They didn't do that. They said, no, you got to be single and in the house with no man around. They started that shit in the 60s. And it went from that to damn near 80 years later to I don't need no man. You don't need no man, but you want child support and public assistance. Monster Musa, salute. Renzo, Unique Dawn, salute. HMC, Rampage. Y'all don't see it? Fine. There's a reason why we so dysfunctional now. And it's like that in this little sport of boxing. All we want is the best to fight the best. And you got certain people that are resistant towards it because they're listening to people on the second part of this meme, the demons. Why are we talking about who makes more money and who this and who's that? And I'm like, whoa, hold on, man. Hold on. That's a cop-out to me. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it is. They hated Ali. When they say he's the GOAT, don't believe all that talk now. Read about what they used to say about him. Read about what happened to him, how he lost X amount of years out of his career because they put him in jail because he refused to go fight some white man's war. Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me a nigga. Something that he said. Legally changed his name, accepted the Islamic faith, goes to court. They kept calling him Cassius Clay, and he kept correcting that judge. Google it if you've never seen it. He kept saying, no, it's Muhammad Ali. Cassius Clay. No, it's Muhammad Ali. Cassius Clay. No, Muhammad Ali. This man was thoroughly disrespected. Those white folk ran to Joe Frazier. They hated Ali. But he stood for more. They didn't love him until he was shaking and stumbling over his words. Now you love him because he's no longer a threat. In any time you see somebody in sports doing anything of note that stands for a little more than sports, it's a problem. The moment LeBron James spoke up and said something, what was he told? Shut up and dribble. And I'll be damned. Hey, man, why don't Michael Jordan? Yeah, because Michael Jordan ain't feel like dealing with it. He ain't feel like dealing with it. He knows what it is. He made a choice. And guess what? I'm not looking for no athlete to do shit. I'm really not. If they do, salute. But I'm not looking for it. I don't expect them to talk down on us either. Because some niggas do that. If you're going to be quiet all the way around. Don't speak down. I want to talk about Devin Haney first. You go around and you ask anybody, what do you expect? What do you want in a boxer? I already know what I'll tell you. Y'all heard it a million times. They'll tell you they want their fighter to fight everybody and beat everybody. He has to have that knockout power or whatever. Look, not everybody's super talented that they have stones in their hands. I'll tell you, I appreciate the effort. Not every fighter's going to get the knockout all the time. Not every fighter is punching the same. But if you're giving me an honest effort and you're doing the best you can, I can care less about how you dress. I can care less about how many tattoos you got. I could care less. I want to see the work. Show me the work. I don't buy into that, oh, he boring and stuff. No. Show me the work. I don't care. Rick, what up? I just want to see the work. Pinball, salute. Devin Haney, to date, has given me everything that I want out of a boxer. There is nobody that was around his division that he didn't want to fight. And he was very vocal about it. And he's actually pursued everything. That is the truth. I'm not hearing, look, I don't give a damn who you listen to. You've heard it all. You've heard it all. You've heard it all. What do I say about going somewhere where it's therapeutic as opposed to getting actual therapy? Because the fanatics actually need therapy because they're crazy. But if you want to go somewhere where they co-sign the bullshit, go to where it's therapeutic. What I'm telling you is the truth. I don't care how you cut it, how you slice it. Devin tried to fight everybody in or around his division. Bottom line, there's a list. There it is. I've watched people deny fighting him because of his style and use bullshit explanations by saying he's boring. I've never heard something like that in my life. That's ridiculous. I've watched Oscar De La Hoya co-sign that foolishness, but Golden Boy is more than likely on his way out the door. That's a whole nother topic. I've watched people turn down $11 million to fight him. That same fighter in Teofimo Lopez was in cahoots prior to that with the WBA. I'm sorry, the WBC and the WBO to freeze Devin Haney out and to block him out. That's being done right now by Eddie Hearn. Hey, y'all ready to come overseas? The earth is our turf. Now he's fighting the IBF mandatory. I thought unification trumps mandatories. But that's a whole nother video. They blatantly ducking this young man, which is why, and he's so powerful because they're watching him work. And he didn't conform to the cesspool called TMT. Because if you're new to this game, and I see y'all in the chat, let me just cook though. Salute to y'all. I see everybody. I see all my family. If you're new here, you don't know what I'm talking about. Because the reality is, Floyd Mayweather wanted to work with Devin Haney. But Bill and Dev had other plans. They appreciate all the game. They appreciate the gym time. They appreciate the opportunity in having that small session with Tank Davis. But Floyd wanted Devin. And he was upset when he went into another direction. Prez, you're doing it again. Don't do it. Read the title and get a clue. Check the temperature of the room. Boss. He wanted Devin. He said no. He settled for Tank Davis. And then took him on a magical journey around everything. But what do I always say? Just because you're celebrated doesn't mean you're great. You might do some good things along the way, but that don't mean you're great. Devin is such a threat that they had to cheat this man. And you knuckle draggers are such in a fog that y'all chose such a hard side that y'all ignored what they did to him. That's why I say you cats are not my brother. Y'all are well-groomed demons. Cut from the cloth of demons. The definition of wolf in sheep's clothing. That's why you have nothing productive to say to me. Some of you niggas come in here, y'all can't even understand what the fuck my conversation is. And it's right there in the fucking title. And if you're confused, look at the goddamn meme. What you think I'm gonna talk about when I get to the second part of the meme? What you think I'm gonna talk about? But let me crock pot cook y'all. What is a crock pot? It cooks slow. I'm not accelerating shit this morning. Let me check the chat. I don't want to, Prez, don't say shit about no goddamn mandatory ever again. For the rest of this time, for your time here. I'm not talking about that. To talk about that is to celebrate this fucking Hearn motherfucker's bullshit. That's not the conversation this morning. Devin gets in the ring with Ryan Garcia. But let me dial it back for a minute. Nobody watches us, right? Nobody watches us. Nobody cares about YouTubers talking boxing, let alone this LDBC, whatever they called us, right? Well, one night I'm watching 78, and he got Trill Bill and Devin on there, and they're cooking. And at that time, Devin was actively pursuing Vasily Lomachenko, who was openly ducking him, franchise status and all. And he said, ain't no white boy gonna beat me. But what do you care? No one watches us, right? I laughed, got a little chuckle. Show ended. I went to bed, I woke up. That shit was plastered all over the damn news. All over the news. The news. The news. I'm like, wait a minute. How'd they even hear that? Everybody was talking about it. And I said, fuck that. Stand on it. Stand on it. If he's mad, he could do something about it. Right? Hold on. If he's mad, he could do something about it, right? They made DHP apologize, man. You think I'm bullshitting? It was on the news, okay? This is CNN. Now, I'm going to show you the mindfuck right here. CNN, undefeated boxer Devin Haney denies being racist after saying he would never lose to a white boy. But who's in that picture when you click on that link? Who's that? Who's that? And what the fuck does he have to do with anything that we're saying? You know why? Because this is the face they were pushing. I'll never lose to a white boy, but they know what this motherfucker did to Deontay. Cheating. They don't have a picture of Lomachenko there. Because he already done lost to, I think he already lost to Tio by then. I might have my times mixed up, but whatever. Y'all not paying attention? American boxer Devin Haney has said he is not racist and rejects discrimination of any kind after saying that he would never lose to a white boy. Speaking on 78 Sports TV's YouTube channel, the undefeated lightweight boxer made comments after being asked about fighting Ukrainian unified lightweight world champion Vasily Lomachenko. So this is before he lost to Tio. I can tell you this, I will never lose to a white boy in my life, the 21-year-old said. Stop right there. No, wait, let's keep going. I don't care what nobody got to say. Listen, can't no white boy beat me. I don't care on any day of the week. I fight a white boy like 10 times, I'm going to beat him 10 times. Now, who got a problem with that? Anybody? Any D watchers? That's scared to type? Go ahead and type. You got a problem with that? Please tell me you got a problem with that. Please tell me you got a problem with that. Go ahead. Nothing, or are you cowards? Now, salute, Chris. I know what it is. I think you're educated enough to know where I'm going to go. Number one, Devin back then was actively pursuing everyone and everything and was getting shut out and doors shut in his face. They had to make their own way. So what's worse? Something that you said or something that you actually did? For example, Deontay says, I want a body on my record. And the WBC launches an investigation. What's there to investigate? He said what he said. What are you going to do about it? And then when I say, what's worse? Him saying that? Or Tyson Fury actually committing the crime before he got to Deontay? Did that man not tamper with his gloves in an actual fight? And the second time he did it, he got caught? Did he actually try and kill what's his name during the sparring? Nicholas Asbury? By removing padding from the gloves? Did he not do that? Deontay's not a cheater. He just said what he said. He just said what he said. What's worse, saying that shit or doing it? But watch this. On this meme right here, that guy all the way to the right. Put in the chat who that man is. For all you know-it-alls, right? Well, Drew, that is kind of racist. That's kind of racist. Who's that man right there on the meme, on the far right? We're going to get the Barry Hearn and everything. But who's that guy right there? Do y'all even know? Because y'all know boxing, right? See, this is the part where the casuals are quiet. Because they're not ready for this conversation. Who's that man all the way on the right? Who's that? Give up? Thank you. Alan Minter. Now, why is that important? Well, 1980, I think it was 1980. Somebody correct me. 1980, he had a fight against Marvelous Marvin Hagler in the UK. And let me give you a quote. I have no intention on losing my title to a black man.
Whoa! What What?
He tried to clean it up and said, no black man is going to take my title. He didn't say no man. He didn't say no American man. He didn't say no man from the state of New Jersey. He said no black man. That's very broad. And Marvin went in there and whooped his ass badly. And that's the fight where they started throwing shit into the ring after Allen got stopped. I think he got stopped. But Marvin bust his ass. Do they talk about that? In boxing history, is this being spoken about at all? Alan Minter? Nobody gonna talk about that? 1980, that was before a lot of y'all were born. I was 5 when that happened. I remember seeing the footage on the news, but I was 5. I was like, what's going on there? You know, my pops and my moms and my uncles and aunts, you know what they were saying. You know that. Oh, word, Coach Hudson, they removed the ride off of YouTube. I wonder why. Ain't that funny? Wow. But it happened. I've seen that footage several times. No, actually hundreds of times. But that's what Alan Minter said. Still in the Hall of Fame. And nobody brings it up and nobody talks about it. Just like nobody listens to 78 and nobody knows who the LDBC is and they call us all kinds of names, but they heard that shit. The article I was reading from, by the way, this article, that's CNN. That is CNN. That's not ESPN. Look at it. It's CNN. And they got the general's channel right here. Highlighted right there. I was like, oh my God, what? I swear to God, when I was watching the live, there had to have been there was like 400 people in there. If you find that live on his channel, it got to have over, I'm a lowball it, probably 50,000 views, maybe more. Maybe a little less. I don't know. I was bugging. I got out of bed that morning like, wait a minute. Are y'all seeing this? That's CNN, for fuck's sake. CNN. Right. Everything that Devin has done is what I want, what I expect from a fighter. Everything. And I told y'all this a few days ago. Y'all are just upset because your favorite fighter ain't doing what Devin's doing. Because your favorite fighter more than likely had nothing but space and opportunity if he wasn't tied down to a promoter. Fuck out of here. Press says 2 wrongs don't make it right. But you know what, nigga? It damn sure makes it even. As a young black man, you need to learn you ain't got to be fair for shit out here. You don't. Because Allen meant to happen in 1980, and there was no backlash at all. Decades later, Devin says that. Deontay says, I want a body on my record, and they act like it's the worst thing in the fucking world. Wake up, kid. Wake up. I'm teaching you something. Wake up. We can't afford to be fair. We cannot. Sidebar, and this is going to be some pep talk. Just the other day, a white woman was blicked off by ICE. I know y'all not about to lose your mind. There's a lot of things to unpack with that. I know y'all not about to lose your mind over that. I know you're not. I know you're not. Because they got to investigating on her immediately. Immediately. She was a paid op, which raises the question, did she even believe in the cause? Somebody paid her to go down there. She's a part of that elemental P community. And she was in the vehicle with her wife. And when you have an authority in front of you with a badge and a uniform, I don't care whether you like them or not, when they say stop moving, why would you move? So to me, that's the arrogance of certain white people. I'm just being honest. What do you think all this Karen shit is about? It's been happening for years. It's just been getting caught on tape. I've been in real life situations where I'm minding my business, and here come a random white woman. Excuse me, what are you doing here? I'm like, bitch, it's a public sidewalk. I'm waiting across the street. What the fuck? Why am I talking? Get away from me. Fuck you asking what I'm doing here for? Get away. Hush, go. Get out of here. If they say don't move, why you moving your car? And she moved on the wrong dude because 6 weeks prior, he was involved with a stop and the person skirted on him and he got dragged. Vehicle. There's murder and attempted murder. Vehicular homicide. People talking about, oh, the wheels were turning. She wasn't trying to run him over. He don't know that. But you know what? When he was talking to her, they said, stop. She moved. What happens? Salute, BVO. Yes, sir. So I know y'all not about to lose your mind over that. Now, the functions of ICE, that's something else. But stop means stop. Drew, why are you talking like that? Man, I've been on social media for over a decade. Whenever a black person gets shot, I gotta read these crackers in the goddamn comment section. Well, he moved. Well, he said put his hands up, but not that fast. Oh, he looked like he was going in the pockets. And you would never know, cop. You wouldn't know. Oh, yeah, you know that about me? How about this? Every person I engaged in that kind of conversation, come to find out, they got criminal records. So you would know what to do and what not to do. Because your ass got a criminal record. I don't. So there goes that. But that's her arrogance. She was a woman, she's gay, and she's white. So automatically that Karen felt, and I'm hearing she was a paid op. You know how they say that they pay people to come, they go riot in certain places? It'd be a peaceful protest, but then you get people running around crashing out windows and stuff. During the George Floyd protest, there was some black kids walking down the street, and a white couple in a car handed those kids bricks. Y'all saw that video? And a black woman she took the bricks out the kids' hands and chased down the car and said, why the fuck would you give these kids this? And it was a white couple, a man and a woman. Why would you do that? There were random piles of bricks neatly packed on different corners. They want to put us in bad positions. They want to film us in bad positions. Hurricane Katrina, white people looting, they were saying, oh man, they're just trying to survive. Black people doing the same thing, they were looters. Wake up! Now, how does this transition to boxing? Look at how they're treating Devin Haney. Look at how they're treating him. The kid has done nothing wrong but want to fight the best. And y'all are such idiots in abundance that he got in there with Ryan Garcia, and when we thought it was just a fight, we ate that. And I'll be damned, 24 hours later, I landed in St. Martin and I got a phone call. And I said, God, no, because I don't want to deal with this. I hope Vada's wrong. I hope the New York State Athletic Commission's wrong, because I don't want to deal with this. Let's just get the rematch and see what happens. But it turns out I was wrong. Ryan's a cheater. And then when he gets caught, we find out he's a racist, and y'all look past that. Y'all hate Devin so much that y'all look past this Ryan Garcia shit. Oh, well, he's on drugs. Well, if your girl cheats and she's getting hit in the face with all kinds of sausage, and she says, well, baby, I was drunk, what does that tell you? A drunk mind speaks a sober heart. So she got gangbanged. You wasn't on your gang. That's what she always wanted. She toned down her smutness for the sake of you, but eventually it came out. And boy, did it come out. She didn't take a nap and wake up with dry drool on the side of her mouth. Nah, that was Buddy up the block. And she tried to suppress it, but you just wasn't enough. She needed that smorgasbord of cock. Either you're in or you're out, and some of you cucks are in. And y'all accepted this Ryan Garcia. Y'all didn't even care. And y'all, the media, it still accepts this kid. He's getting a title shot right now. The media accepts this kid after everything he did. After everything he did. And again, family, I saw y'all super chats. I'm going to get to that at the end. Y'all are ignoring what they tried to do to Devin Haney. Y'all are ignoring what they're doing to him right now. And then you wonder why he's cool in the game, because Turkey Al Sheikh came through and said, never mind that. We know what they're doing. Come on down here. We're going to make some money. Devin, every card he's been on in Riyadh season, he's been the highest paid. Never mind the fact that he ain't been the main event, because y'all trying to hold on to that. Oh, he can't even be the main event. Don't matter. Check how much he got paid. He just fought the co-main, him and Brian Norman. Who was the main event? David Benavidez, the knockout artist. He got a stoppage, right? But look at how much they made. Devin made more than him. So the old way of doing things, y'all can't even hold on to that. You know why I'm not crying about the Muhammad Ali Act? And I'll talk about this tomorrow. Because you know why? This man literally took beatings in the head and took hits in his personal pockets. And what he did was he left a legacy for you fighters so you won't get robbed out of your socks. But when you're talking to a casual who loves a fighter more than they love the actual sport, and that fighter's not doing right by the sport, it gives space and opportunity for guys like Turkey Al Sheikh and Dana White to come in and pay who they want to pay, and everyone else, they're just going to have to do what they need to do. And if everything else collapses like Golden Boy, like Matchroom and Queensberry, they're just doing work with Riyadh season. Because the Riyadh season, the big birds on the block now. So what happens? What happens when there's no sanctioning bodies anymore? What happens? What happens when there's really one face, one name? There could still be 12 weight classes, but there's not going to be 4 sanctioning bodies. There's going to be 1. So these cats are going to have to be, they're going to have to be getting busy. The money's there, but you're going to have to what? Perform. No more of this fighting once a year shit. You're fighting twice, maybe 3 times a year, depending on who you are. The lower on the totem pole you are, the more active you got to be to move up the rankings so you can take that spot and maybe fight once or twice a year. But you're going to be getting in work. You're going to be earning your bread. See, the Muhammad Ali Act, you got more flexibility so that these promotions don't rob you out of your socks. But a casual can't tell me that they hate Turkey Al Sheikh, and they can't, at the same time, they cannot define in great detail the Muhammad Ali Act. If you can't define it, you can't tell me why you hate Turkey Al Sheikh. The only reason why you hate Turkey Al Sheikh is going to make your favorite fighter work. And if your favorite fighter wants to work, then there shouldn't be a problem. If your favorite fighter is actively pursuing greatness by way of knocking off his contemporaries, that's not a problem. But everybody went to Riyadh season and took a picture in tuxedos. Hell, even Teofimo Lopez was there. And one motherfucker shit on everybody over there. Y'all selling y'all O. No, we making money whether we getting an O or not because we're prize fighters. Nigga. We're kissing the ring, right? And then when that dust settled, what ring did he kiss? Jake Paul. So what are we talking about here? Oh, I'm not going to Riyadh to fight Devin for $25 million. I'm not going to kiss no ring. Turns right around and kiss Jake Paul rings. And he didn't even get that fight because he did fight that bitch at the strip club. Oh, well, Drew, there's no video. Well, prove to me he didn't do it. You can't prove he did. Prove me he didn't. They said they have a video. Did Tank get on his Twitter or his social media anyway and say there's no video? They're lying. Because that would have came out by now. We have video. No, you don't. You lying. Show it. Take it to my law team. Let me see the video. Trust me, there's video. Nobody can tell me there's a video with me doing anything. I'm like, man, show me that shit. Show me. And yes, you can tell if it's AI. AI is not that perfect. Trust me, as you can see, AI is not perfect. Niggas' faces be changing and all that. Notice he's not fighting. And I'm not talking about in the ring. He's not disputing it. His perception of the situation is wrong, but he didn't say that there wasn't an altercation. Fuck out of here. And those are the niggas you support. When I look at Devin and say, well, I'm looking at what this young brother's doing, man. So he gets in the ring with Ryan and gets done a disservice, and y'all still hold on to that. How are you going to sue him? How you don't sue over a loss? Did you read the fucking lawsuit? I have the deposition. It might be online. Did you read it? Get it back in blood. He tried. Ryan said no. He's saying no now. He lost the Rolly. They still could have got it on. He said, my hand broke. Now he coming back and fighting Barrios? And if he beat Barrios, I have reasonable cause to believe that he still won't fight Devin. You know why? Because everybody's ducking Debo Dev. Rolly's ducking him right now. Where y'all niggas videos at? I don't watch those cocksuckers. Malakoon. Showbiz, a grown adolescent. 3D eyes, motherfucker. What are they saying? Are they justifying it? Or are they calling it out? Nah, Ryan, nah, you got to run that back. No, Rolly. Unification, what you mean? What you mean? Unifications trump mandatories. Why are you not fighting Devin? 1 minute, your favorite fighter got to fight a mandatory. The next minute, oh no, he's trying to pursue unification. Then the next minute is, nah, fuck unification, fuck a mandatory. Jake Paul paying me $40 million. And then y'all come back to us talking about, oh, look, you black, right? Let the person get it. Let him get his Cobra. Let him get his bread. You guys are the worst. The worst. Business got you trained. I say the business got you trained. You knuckle draggers, man, Devin has done an ill disservice. And they putting words on him that don't make any sense. PTSD, gun shy, chinny, pillow fist, nobody wants to fight him. The reputation that y'all put on him is not matching the work. And I'm enraged that you knuckle draggers who are defending somebody, Tank, that's not doing a quarter of the shit that Devin's doing. Y'all love that little nigga so much that you can't even tip your hat to this brother. I'll get to the super chat at the end, brother. I'll get to the super chat. I'm just cooking right now. I'm gonna answer that question at the end. Y'all can't stop waving your pom-poms for 2 seconds. Just acknowledge, say, you know what, Devin's doing some special shit, man. Y'all can't even stop for 2 seconds and say, man, these motherfucking, the business of boxing and Oscar De La Hoya and these demons, these sun-dodging demons need to get the fuck out this kid's way. Right now, as we speak, Eddie Hearn pulled a hat trick and nobody's saying anything. Rolly ducked. And Eddie Hearn took Crocker and moved him around. Right now. Yeah, Tim, a little nerd on there. Shout out to G.I. Joe. Right now. Y'all find everything in fault with these black fighters. Are those white guys on the other page right there? Some of you uneducated knuckle-dragging big lip monkeys don't even know who the fuck's over there. So I just educated you on who Alan Minter is. Let's talk about Errol Spence. This ain't gonna take long. Salute the bud. But Errol's a Hall of Famer himself. The Bud and Errol fight don't happen if it wasn't for Errol. Don't get mad at me. Ask Bud. He thanked him several times. Because Errol said, I feel like I'm being played. He was talking about Al Heyman. And when he got shit in order and left that situation, him and Bud made the fight. There was no malice, there was no animosity. It was a fight that the public wanted to see, and Errol got it done. I'm going to clean up my side of the street. Look at Errol's resume. Look at the opponents. I remember when he clashed his car, the amount of knuckle draggers, big-lipped, sharp-toothed chimpanzees. That's what he gets for driving drunk. We didn't even know how he crashed. We didn't even see the video yet. We didn't even know what happened. Somebody could have been chasing him. He could have lost control of the car, could have fell asleep at the wheel. They automatically assumed that he was drunk. He assumed. I'm like, why y'all saying that? We don't know the truth. He could have been drunk. We don't know. It turns out he was. But we didn't know that until like, what, a week or two later? Hold on, man. Why y'all saying, hold on. Why are y'all saying that? Y'all are black when it's convenient. Y'all want to grab your hands and sing Kumbaya when it's convenient. And I keep going back to Mellow Yellow. Don't you dare, don't ever in your life ask me why I'm not holding his hand singing Kumbaya. Fuck that little yellow nigga. You know why? Because he said, fuck you. You ain't mad at me. He told you. Fuck y'all. That's what he said. It's in writing. Check his Twitter. Y'all sound soft. Fuck y'all. That's what he said. Don't ever ask me about that. Yo, why you over there? Please. I did that already. When his baby mama tried to get him killed by those white folk and lied and said he kicking my ass. Anytime a woman calls the cops on you, especially a black hair-hatted hooligan with a BBL, when she called the cops on you, first of all, brothers, I don't know why you're putting yourself in a position where a woman could call the cops on you, but sometimes you get caught slipping. But anytime she called 911 and start lying on you, she's trying to get you killed, bro. Hope you understand that. She's trying to get you killed. Spit in his face, lie. And the whole time she tearing up the house, she was carrying the baby because she didn't want him going upside her head. And at that instance, she fucking deserved it. So I stood in the pocket for Tank when it came to that situation. Check my videos. I did 2 videos about that. But it's still fuck that little nigga, for real. Errol did all the heavy lifting to make the Bud fight happen. And how do you treat him? How do you justify it? Literally had a knuckle-dragging nigga pop up on Coach Hudson's channel. I wasn't sure it was him at first until I clicked on his name. I said, oh, it's this nigga. Because as soon as you said Bud, he lost all sense of reality. And the show wasn't even about tearing down Bud. The question was asked, who had a bit of a harder way to go? Deontay or Bud? And everybody agreed. They was like, nah, it was Deontay. And here this nigga go. No, it was Bud. And I'm in the chat like, wait a minute. Is this? I said, oh shit. That's why he was a buttaholic. Yeah. Buttholic. Yeah, like a fucking girl. And nigga, if you're listening, you know why I say that. Dude, there's no cojones, no testosterone at all. And it's still fuck you, sir. Cooking with sir, it's still fuck you, because you's a liar. And I found our conversation on DM. And I showed it to the appropriate people, because they know I'm not lying on you. You're a liar, dude. You're not a victim. And you the problem in the community. Niggas like you. You come in there all soft-spoken, but you're really doing the devil's work. You can root for a fighter. That's not a crime. The crime is undermining and ignoring the real situation that's afoot, the real things that are happening. This nigga really said Bud had a harder way to go than Deontay? Fuck out of here. Bud was never cheated. Bud was never assaulted in the ring. And I don't want to tear down Bud, but I can. I ain't got to lie on him. For example, and I'm not going to harp on this. When Bob Arum put that fuck shit with him, killing the Manny Pacquiao fight, and we said, yo, what you doing? What did Bud say? You don't know his heart. What? All right, man. Then turns around and sues him for racial discrimination. We're like, uh-oh, wait a minute. You just told us. Okay, fine. Well, now you're doing the right thing. And then we have racist motherfuckers, Montero on boxing on Twitter, talking about when did Bud join the LDBC? Huh? So everybody that's aware and proud to be black, they're automatically LDBC? It don't work like that. What are we talking about? Where'd you get that from? And y'all notice the lawsuit went away? That means somebody settled. And when they signed for what it was, they said, all right, bud, we're going to pay you out. Brothers UK, salute. We're going to pay you out, but you can't talk about this no more. Shut the fuck up about it. You notice it went away and no one brings it up? Y'all didn't notice that? But right now, this little thing that I said about Bud, it sounds like I'm hating, right? Here's the thing. Stop me when I'm lying. That lawsuit wasn't dropped. It was settled. But y'all believe what y'all want to believe. That's right, Brother Reef. A decade of greatness, 2016 to 2026. We still here. We're exponential in growth, and there's no glass ceiling on what we can do here. As a matter of fact, we've ascended. We're more than the Lions Den boxing community. We're the Lions Den broadcast community. And every fighter deserves fans, but based off of what conditions? It's man down over here, but I never tore down Bud. I question his business movements. But not one time when people said, well, who wins in the fight? I said, I got Errol, but Bud's a bad motherfucker. That's what I said. I said, I got Errol, but Bud's a bad motherfucker. It's boxing. That's what I said. And Bud smoked him. I was there. I bought 2 pay-per-views and I went to Vegas to support both of them. What did you do? You streamed it. Because I'm thinking they're going to have over 1 million pay-per-views. They did like 700K. I'm like, what? It wasn't more than that? This is 2 black fighters. We supposed to break records with this shit. What y'all niggas doing? Right. Right. Hell, y'all doing it right now. Hey, Tank, don't fight Lamont Roach. I ain't got no problem with you fighting Esau Cruz again. And then I turn around and say, why y'all not supporting the black fighter? I say the same shit these niggas say to me. You black, right? Right. Right. Why is it that every time a black American fighter comes forth and separates himself from the pack, and his rival is from somewhere else? Oh, well, I like that fight over there. He got the power of a country behind him. What? What country are you from? America. What are you really trying to say? The black fighter don't sell? Are you saying that? That's what you're saying? Y'all make it true. Speak it, believe it, receive it, right? Speak it, believe it, receive it, right? Well, that's what you said. That's what you said. That's what you said. You speak it into existence. You know why? These crackers on this page got you trained. They talk so much shit about Errol, but Errol wasn't down in Dubai taking pictures with Tyson Fury, talking business with Daniel fucking Kinahan. That was Bud. I didn't say, oh, see, that's why I don't fuck with Bud. You know what I said? Bud, no! Not him, Bud. Get away from him. No, Bud. When Bud decided to fight Canelo, I was like, nah, Bud is all wrong for Canelo. Bud gonna fuck him up. Y'all are so one-sided and in your goddamn feelings and so dysfunctional. If Errol come back, y'all still gonna root against Errol. Y'all can't put the bullshit aside for 2 seconds. Y'all are dysfunctional as fuck. I was a young adult during the Morales and Barrera feud. I didn't see Mexicans killing each other over that or threatening each other. Well, I mean, there was no internet presence like that back then. I walked by one bar during I think the second fight. They were in there partying. I said, look at that. You couldn't be in a bar with alcohol with one group Errol fans and one group Bud fans. A fight gonna break out. Someone gonna get shot. Somebody going to Rikers Island. Because niggas just can't have nothing. You chimpanzee big lip monkeys. Your fucking feet look like your hands. You can't tell the difference whether you're walking, your handstanding, or walking upright. You guys are treacherous. And I don't respect you because you don't respect yourself. I don't respect whores. I never did. But I respected my penis not to put up in them, even when it was available. And what do I equate that to? Quality over quantity. I'd rather have my 9,330 some odd subs than 10,000 fake ones. Just over here because I'm riding with a particular fighter. Because you never know. I might be cutting down that same fighter. If they fuck up, I'm going to talk about it. In fact, I don't even call it me cutting them down. They did something that made me speak on it. And I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't speak on it. All this burning vigor for people that look like you. Meanwhile, let's talk about this motherfucker. Y'all remember this? They tried to blurt out his son's face or daughter. You know, he's Russian. I don't know, the girls, and when they're at that age, the girls and boys look alike. Y'all remember this? Who remembers this? You remember this? See that? You remember Adonis Stevens had an accident in the ring? But at one point, this was the fight at 175. Let me tell you something about Adonis Stevens. Prior to that unfortunate accident in the ring, these guys was both HBO fighters, and they were leading up to this showdown. And Adonis was knocking everybody out. He was a southpaw. He was knocking everybody out. And Kovalev wanted all that smoke. And this was him firing a shot at Adonis. Let me ask you a question. Why would he put that shirt on his kid? Y'all see the shirt? See the shirt?
Hello, monkeys.
But if you ask these crackers, you know, why do you, I shouldn't be mad at that shirt? No. Okay. I'm looking right at it. Let me tell you something, man. This behavior for him is normalized. People got mad and they were asking, man, why is John David Jackson training this guy? And John David Jackson fell under some scrutiny, and he fired a shot at John Pascal and said to him, you know, said something about, because John Pascal has a white trainer. They tried to play that game, you know. But I was hearing some things about Sergey Kovalev around the same time. There's like, no, nah, that guy's racist. Some of these guys are raised in certain parts of the world where looking down at black people is just, it's normal to them. Oh, they're lesser than. So that's why I treat them that way. And they're just raised like that. You can't deprogram that. So he's now in South Beach, right? Raising this baby to think like his dad. His dad is an alcoholic. His dad beats women. His dad cheated on his wife. That's what beating the women was. Assaulted the dog. She had nerve damage. Who remembers when Fred from Barbershop Conversations interviewed her on his show? You got to go to his channel and find it because he had her on the show. He interviewed her over the phone. I remember that well. She had nerve damage. He fucked her up. He left the scene. He fucked her up, left the scene, came back. The police found this nigga hiding in the bushes. That's where the joke comes from. It's me, Sergey. Remember when Black said that? It's me, Sergey. In the bushes. And when they patted him down, they found that he had a lot of money in his pocket. They was like, he may have been trying to pay her off to shut her up. And that's not the only thing he did. He had like 2 DUIs. I think he was thrown off of an airplane, like he was acting up on a plane. I can't recall that, but I know he had like a couple of DUIs. And guess what? Search the internet. You can't find one mugshot of this motherfucker. I know he's been arrested at least 3 times, 2 or 3 times. So there's probably 2 or 3 mugshots of this guy. It's not online. You can't find it. I looked. It's not there. And not one time did any of these crackers say, take his money, he should never fight again, and deport him. It was never said. Now talk to me. I look for shit like that. Now, stop me when I'm lying on him. Stop me. Did I lie on him? Does he not have a criminal record? Did he not beat that woman? That's not on video, but it happened. You're looking, now someone could get on here and be like, nah, he didn't do that. It was speculative. Okay, explain the fucking shirt. Rest my case with this motherfucker. It hurt my feelings. Let me give y'all some game. It hurts my feelings. It hurt my feelings when I watched Bernard Hopkins get his ass. I never saw B-Hop get his ass kicked like that in my life. When he fought Joe Smith, shout out to Long Island, and Joe hit him and he fell out the ring. I'm like, man, that's how he's going out? Time to hang it up, B-Hop, the alien. And I'm like, damn, man. Because prior to that, I thought B-Hop was pro-black. Right? Well, you find out later that he's just a paid op himself. Because when those racist emails in reference to Al Heyman came out in Golden Boy, what did he do? Nothing. I said, oh, you see, God has a plan. So while we're looking around asking God, man, why you let this happen to him? Because B-Hop is a strong black brother. God looked at us and said, chill, wait a minute. You don't know what I know. You don't know what I know. And we walked around for at least a year like, damn, why? All right, God. Okay, God. All right, God. All right. I'm gonna let you handle it, man. You okay. You're the perfect planner. Then the Joe Smith shit happened. I'm like, God, what's going on? And God put his hand on my shoulder and said, didn't I tell you to relax? I got this. Doing this for a reason. And then those emails came out. I said, oh, that's why you let him go skydiving against Joe Smith. That's why you let a racist beat his ass. That's why. Because B hates himself. I like that, Acondo. B-op. B-op. Are there any Elmo fans in here? Y'all know who I mean when I say Elmo, right? Who's Elmo, y'all? Let me see who's paying attention. Who's Elmo? He's from my side of town, too. Who's Elmo? When I say Elmo, who am I talking about? Who am I talking about? My people, these people, they don't support. Remember that? Remember that? Lil B Op. Yep. Chris Colbert. Yep. He's walking to the ring wearing sombreros. My Mexican boy told me, he said, yo, you know he got that shit on backwards? I said, what? I didn't know. Like, he's rocking it backwards? He said, yep. I said, oh, no. And then got on there. He said, yo, man, we always dominate. We always get the win. But, you know, you got to come out and support because my people, these people, they don't support. He held up his hand and took his index finger and rubbed it on the back of his hand in front of all those white people. And they got a little chuckle. And I said, oh, man. And we don't support, right? But I remember, once again, barbershop conversations, right? He said, I'm having Chris Colbert on here. I said, all right. So Fred is on the West Coast. So when he was coming on out here, it was midnight. So I had to work in the morning, but I stayed up. And I'm waiting. One morning, 1 in the morning, 1:30. So people in the chat was like, yo, didn't you say Chris Colbert is coming in? He said, yeah. He said, where's he at? He said, I don't know. He said, listen, man, he ain't give me no phone call. He ain't tell me that, you know, he was going to be late or, you know, he just stood him up. He said, listen, I do this for them. So he stood him up. I don't think he called him the next day and said, oh, shit, my bad. You know, something happened. You know, I got you next time. Right. He didn't do that. But he says, my people don't support. Wow. There was like 400 people in there waiting for him to show up that night. If you were there, you remember that. I said, he ain't showing up. I said, man, I got to go to bed. I waited up all this time, falling asleep in front of the machine. I want to click the link and give him some words of encouragement and talk to the young man. That's what I wanted to do. But we don't support, though. And what did God do? You walking in the ring with sombreros. You don't love your people. You talking down on us. And what did God do? Who did you lose to of all people? You lost to El Rayo. Damn good fight, but you lost that. No, wait, hold on. Didn't they fight to a draw the first time? Refresh my memory. Didn't they fight to a draw? ATX, salute. I think they fought to a draw. Something, I forgot, but they fought again, and he got slumped badly. And it was downhill from there. Ain't no one checking for him or anything. And he got slumped by a Mexican. The irony. You see how that works? Oh, I'm missing something about, let's go back to B-Op. I'll never let a white boy beat me. When I heard that, I was kind of cringe. And because, you know, I like Joe Calzaghe. I did. I was like, ugh, God damn. Did Joe deserve that? They asked Joe, man, what are your thoughts about that? He said, well, he has to live with that, not me. I said, that's fair. Joe ain't deserve that. I said, okay. But Drew, Lomachenko ain't deserve that either. Bullshit. Because when they did fight, ask BFTB what Team Lomachenko was saying to them after the fight. I'll never let a white boy beat me. And Joe beat him. There you go. I was like, damn, man. Then the Kovalev. I'm like, damn. Then Joe Smith. I was like, damn. I'll never let a white boy beat me. That's 3 in a row. Sent him skydiving. 503 line in the building. Houston. So I'm like, well, what's going on here? And if you know, you know. Hold on. Let me get this call real quick. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. So this is what we're dealing with here. The universe don't lie, man. You get what you put out. I tell you that all the time. I tell you that all the time. That's why I'm not worried about my brothers that I support. I'm not worried about it. Oh yeah, 503. That's what they're doing, and it's okay. It's okay. Because God is the planner. It's out our hands. From birth, it's out our hands. We just got to act accordingly, man. That's why I celebrate the work. Everybody that's half-stepping, they get dealt with. What's Sergey Kovalev doing right now? Shit. If y'all think God is done with Ryan Garcia, you're wrong. I don't even have to talk about Bob Arum. You know why? The casuals don't know to talk about him enough. They don't know what he's really about. They're not paying attention. You'd rather talk about simple-headed shit rather than this man's having his officers raided by the FBI. The man admitted to fixing fights. All of that shit. The man was about to be in business with Daniel Kinahan until the FBI got a hold of that shit and he backed off and he turned op on their ass. You want to talk about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? Why this motherfucker's not allowed on American soil anymore? ESPN didn't tell you that. We told you that. Go to Google and read it. He's a fucking criminal with a criminal at large. You see Alexander Povetkin back there? How many times did he pop dirty? Listen, Deontay was flying out to Russia to fight this motherfucker. Got halfway there. They say, yo, this guy popped. He can't fight. D had to sue that motherfucker for wasting his time. You have to pay people to train you, train for camp facilities and all this other shit. That costs money, man. You don't just say, oh, no, there's no fight. Oh, well. That means you're not getting your purse in a lot of cases. In most cases, you don't get the purse. So you have to sue to get the time to pay. Listen, man, he had to pay people to help him in the camp. So he had to get that money back and the flights and just wasting my time, pain and suffering. Fuck that. Do you know on Facebook at that time, there was still niggas running around talking about, nah, something's wrong. Everybody's popping dirty trying to fight Deontay. Something ain't right. It's the PBC. It's the WBC. What? We know it's not the WBC because they don't even want this nigga holding their belt. PBC? You want to go there? Why can't it just be this motherfucking cracker cheating? Because that was his reputation. That's his reputation. But y'all had no business in there with him fighting AJ though, right? I got that done. Ridiculous. But it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. You airheads don't know any better. You airheads don't know any better. Y'all are ridiculous. Let me keep going. I'll keep going. Do I have to talk about Tyson Fury or Ryan Garcia? But you know what I like? Let's do this. Let's talk about Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn's dad. Y'all be like, why he always talking like that? Why he say that? Why he, I'm about to show you something. Y'all ready for this shit? That's Barry Hearn. That's Eddie Hearn's father. The guy on the right is Adam Smith. The guy on the left is D-Ball Dillian. By the way, still looking for that goddamn B sample. Look at that nigga's face. I'm about to play something for you. Pay attention.
For his position to be clarified for where his career goes next. And bear this in mind that Matchroom Sport have a fight-by-fight arrangement with Dylan White. Isn't that weird?
You heard what he said? Matchroom has a fight-by-fight deal with Dillian. And he says, isn't that weird?
Why do we have... He's not tied up like the slave contract of yesteryear when I...
Holy shit. Holy shit. I'll bring it back because I know y'all missed it.
Isn't that weird? Why do we have... He's not tied up like the slave contract of yesteryear. When I was running boxing, it was...
And he fucking, oh my God. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
He's not tied up like the slave contract of yesteryear. When I was running boxing, it was much easier. We were slave traders. We had these guys and they were working for us and we was the boss. The pendulum has swung. Now I have to say, Mr. Dillian White.
Do you understand exactly what the fuck he just revealed? What the fuck was Dillian laughing at exactly? What was he laughing at? You want to know why this didn't make any sense? Who's Dillian's boss? Not Barry, it's fucking Eddie. And Povetkin, the drug cheat, the other drug cheat, knocked his dumb ass out on Eddie Hearn's front lawn when we were in the bubble. You know, sometimes I'll be thinking, man, like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Do you know the most drama I get? I'll get a handful of drama from others. But when it's from people that look like me, it's the craziest shit in the world. When I see you knuckle draggers doing what you do, it's deflating. When I see Derek James training Ryan Garcia, and when someone asked him a simple question, man, ATL, my brother, salute. When someone asked him a simple question, hey, man, how's Ryan doing? And, you know, he gave a blank stare and just walked off. What the fuck are you over there working with that kid for? Yeah, man, I'm don't tell Derek how to get his bread. Listen, man. It's not a flex. Working with somebody that feels a certain way about you. That's not a flex. That's not what this is. Because you're helping him get bank. He don't like you, but he wants what you know so that he can be successful. You shouldn't want that. I am disappointed, but at the same time, I know that you clowns lack a lot of education, and I know I had to catch myself from entertaining you. I'm no longer opening up my panel to people that aren't cognizant of what's going on. There's a lot of conversations I will no longer entertain. I already told y'all, I already armed y'all with some real facts. If somebody brings up Victor Conti, you cut them off and just say one name. Usman Sajjad, Dr. Uzi. Because everybody he worked with on a pro level popped dirty. It's Tyson Fury, Conor Benn, and Dennis McCann. I think that's an Irish dude. Those are all UK boxers. Every last one of those motherfuckers popped. Every last one of them. And nobody says anything about that. And he's still in business. No one said take his license. No one said he should be investigated. And if it was, it came and went. Nothing happened. Don't talk to me about Deontay Wilder being washed up and what Usyk is going to do to him. I already told you, God is a perfect planner. And I got Deontay in that fight. I don't give a fuck what you say. You know emotional shit. I know boxing. And if Usyk felt that he could have beaten him about 4 years ago, he'd have took that fight. When we was all in Brooklyn waiting for him. And he stopped short in California. That's a true story. We was all waiting for him. And he didn't show up in Brooklyn. I couldn't wait to meet him. I called my Russian-speaking friend, Vasily, who's been on my show. Y'all might recognize him. He was a HBO translator. When Kovalev couldn't speak English, he was translating for him and Lomachenko. And he grew up with Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin's father's a mob boss. He told me that. He lives in the Bronx. My boy Vasily lives in the Bronx. He was the bald guy that was translating for the Russians that used to be on HBO. That's my boy. He told me that. I said, yeah, man, Usyk. He says, oh, you know, he's in California. I said, oh, I thought he was supposed to be here. I thought he was going to get in the ring and do a stare down with Deontay. He went from saying Deontay is the hardest task to saying, no, he's the easiest task. And then when Deontay had a win, they said, you going to fight Deontay? He said, no. He said, why? Because. And now he thinks Deontay's food. Okay. God's the perfect planner. Now, if you get in there and knock his shit out, then what you gonna say? Styles make fights. Styles make fights. But they haven't even hit the table. Both fighters have expressed interest in fighting each other. And I like Usyk. This is just a pick. I'm not hating on Usyk. I like Usyk. I'm just telling you what he did. I'm not lying. Let me try and find this damn video real quick. See something. Oh, here it is. All you guys, man. I'm gonna let me go here with this. Let me show y'all something. I'm not playing with y'all.
Trying to figure out how my brother Keyshawn Davis missed weight.
The food is good, the price is right. You can eat dinner anytime.
And you can dine for $1.99 at Sambo's. Now, till May 11th, our dinner special is Sambo's all-beef chopped steak, chili and beans, soup or salad, dinner bread, beverage, and dessert. And that's a lot of good dinner for $1.99 at Sambo's.
Something good is always cooking at Sambo's.
I am a small business and work hard's what I do. And if you're kind enough to try me, I'll work hard for you.
What in the name of Wakanda?
Y'all thought I forgot about this shit right here? Let me tell you something, man. I said what I had to say to Keyshawn. When I met him, I said, look, I need you to be successful. I need you to succeed. He said, yes, sir. Okay. And after I told him that, I put the camera up. I said, let me talk to you for a second. He said, okay. And a lot of people was trying to get his attention. So I just asked him real quick. I said, listen, man, there's a rumor about you and Richardson Hitchens. It's a rumor about you and Richardson Hitchens. And y'all remember what he told me? Y'all remember what he told me? You know what? I could show you better than I can tell you. So let me go back to it. I'm gonna pull up the video for you. I could show you better than I could tell you. Now, what happened was I was at the presser and he showed up. Well, let me just show you. Now, I had said to him, I need you to win, buddy. I mean, I need you to win in life. I need you to be successful. He said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I said, let me talk to you for a second. I threw the camera up. And this is our conversation. I need you to pay attention.
Keyshawn Davis, man, salute to you, good brother. What's next for you, King?
Shit. Here with my brother Shakur, man, support him.
That's right. That's right.
That's all I'm doing.
Now, I already asked you a second ago. I'm going to ask you again. What happened with Richardson Hitchens on his end?
What you mean, what happened?
Like, the word was y'all was supposed to meet up, and he declined it. So what did you hear about that?
Well, my honest opinion, bro, I don't be on social media, bro, so I don't know nothing about that, honestly. So if that's the case, then shit, that's the case.
Yeah, because that's what the word was. They were trying to make that fight to put you on the undercard hit.
Yeah,
well, such is life, man. Salute to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Let's follow behind.
See that face? See that face? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, I had no idea Mr. Popo was going to show up. Now, I just asked him about that fight, right? I just asked him. And I told him, you need to calm down, be successful, basically behave. And he was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now this.
Oh, shit.
He's telling me, nah, chill. Bro, oh my God. There go my brother Clarence McClain. Salute to him. No duck zone.
We're gonna make the big fight. We hype
That's what I was talking about.
This is what we need. This is what we need, right?
There were talks about this fight for January 31st. This is a big.
That's
fight,
what I was talking
big
about.
Money fight that can stand on its own. But you know, Hitchens is looking a bit big.
Move! Listen, man. Let me tell you something. I don't fucking like being lied to. You know that shit enrages me, right? Hold on. You know that shit enrages me, right? That puts me in a whole new space mentally. Like, yo, what? You ain't have to do that. How hard was it to say, oh, I heard about it, but we have to see what happens. I don't know much. But I've also come to terms that that's what these kids are. Lying to them, they don't consider themselves liars. They tell half-truths. That's why I call these dudes, a lot of these dudes like gay and shit, because they have these feminine tendencies. The most lies I've ever been told to in my life were from what? Women. I'm like, bitch, all you had to do was say that. What's all these half-truth shit? What are you doing? Just say what it is. What the fuck is wrong with you? So when I see men doing that, I look at you like, whoa, what the fuck? Are you serious? You saw the video. And since I see nothing but you knuckle draggers, y'all can't put the Glocks down for 2 seconds to say, you know, we got to get on code for this because I see what they're doing to this guy. My brother. It's come to the point where you guys hate everything that we stand up for. We stand up for Deontay. Which is why when you do see these debates and we start body bagging you with facts, you think it's a flex to start, for some reason, although Deontay has nothing to do with the conversation, you bring him up. What the fuck is that? You was saying that when Deontay was losing to Fury, as if you don't know Fury's background, his history. The Bud and the Errol thing. That shit got, we was supposed to be celebrating the whole time. There was full gangbangs in these goddamn chats. I'm like, yo, aren't we supposed to be celebrating this shit? Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Y'all notice I just got quiet until the week of the fight. I'm like, man, I can't enjoy it because it got ugly. And I'm not talking about who was right, who was wrong. I'm saying it got ugly. So it's no wonder when you niggas talk, when Tank says I'm gonna come back and fight Eastside Cruz. You know how silly that is? So you cool with that, but Devin's out here trying to fight everything. And y'all have to lie about this kid. I guess he don't got pillow fist. That's a lie. I guess he's not chinny. That's a lie. You can't insult his pockets, his fighting style, his fists. I showed y'all how big of a liar Eddie Hearn is. He feels one way about Devin, but I said, well, what about Shakur, who's broken his hands in several fights, had to take time off because of that, and has a lower KO ratio than Devin, and they boo, well, they ain't boo, but they talk about Shakur style so bad, they show people leaving the goddamn arena, and that was a home fight. But Devin's this villain, and right now, there's a unification up between him and Crocker, and you are avoiding that. Yo, listen, if he felt Crocker could beat Devin, he'd let the fight happen. He felt AJ could beat Prince Charles Martin, so he paid top dollar to bring him over there so AJ could do it. So don't tell me they ain't got nobody in Devin's way. And you niggas are so infatuated with the wrong shit. And that's the problem with y'all. Y'all are worried about the wrong shit. And when we point out that there's a race thing behind this, y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all don't even want to let this nigga, this little yellow nigga from Baltimore stand on business when he said, yo, fuck what Ryan talking about. If I find out he cheated, I'm gonna fuck you up. Well, you found out he cheated. Now what? Whichever monkey wants a banana, yo, I'm gonna slap the shit out of T.O. He wasn't actively doing it. But you know what you can do? You can show up to a place where you know Devin is eating at, make all this noise for nothing. Then when Dev comes outside, you taking pictures by his car. Fuck all of that. You said you're gonna slap him. You didn't do nothing. Because you'd have got fucked up. That's the truth. All that acting out, all that burning vigor for your own, especially your Muslim brother, Abdul Wahid. You have no smoke for Ryan. You dapping it up with him. Monkey. Casuals are no longer welcome in my chat. Casuals are no longer welcome on my panel. I'm not gonna play with you no more. 2025 was the last time I did it, and I just exposed these niggas. If you get on here talking about I'm a casual and I'm pro whoever. I don't care. Because I'm going to give you some homework. Go to Scrapbook Boxing and sit down and study that whole channel for at least a year and then come back and talk to me. Because maybe then if you hear about what black boxers had to deal with, you would respect that we are top of the totem pole and we're worth a lot more than they tell us. Barry Hearn said we used to be slave drivers. He basically told you niggas that he used to get y'all in fucked up deals and take a lion's share of the money and leave you poor, broke up, and everything else. They don't reserve the right to say anything about any boxer, period, let alone a black one. Don't talk to me about a racist comment from Devin. When you got Sergey Kovalev running around here, you got you got Alan Minter in the 80s. You got Bob Arum telling Bud Crawford, telling us, I killed the Crawford and Manny fight. We're like, whoa, what? Why? Because I know how it ends. And Manny's such a nice guy. Then turns right around and says the amount of money I lost on Bud, I could have bought a house in Beverly Hills. And we said, man, fuck you, Bob. And then Bud's, Captain Saberho. You don't know his heart. Yes, we do. We listening to it. You don't know his heart. Then says, fuck it, I'm gonna sue him for being racist. And then the goddamn lawsuit goes away. And then when I point that out, I'm wrong. All of these things. When I say the inmates have run the asylum, they're running the asylum right now. I'm sure that there's too many, because casuals got a loud voice. I compare them to women. You can't tell a woman anything about her favorite rapper, her favorite R&B singer, whatever, because he's God to them. Okay, and with that being said, I don't fuss with you niggas no more, because I know you're retarded. Whether you can speak a sentence in proper English, but you're pro-tank to the point where you're unreasonable and you're lying about your association, or if you're stuttering all over the place. You're not talking boxing, you're talking about one fighter. I'm telling you, you're at liberty to do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, you can do it, but you can't do it here. I respect people who respect the sport. I'm talking boxing. You're talking braids and tattoos and chrome hearts and whatever it is you're talking about. And if one of the fighters that I support is a major contemporary of the fighter that you support, if you're not bringing about an honest conversation, then I really don't care to speak to you. I really don't care to speak to you. I'm not having those pointless conversations anymore. I'm not. I'm not doing it anymore. That shit's over. It was fun. It made for good, content or whatever. It was funny. But that kid, James Franklin, that's the last time I'm exposing these niggas. That was such an in-depth lie that it was scary. Because when I did the video, as I'm doing the video, I'm like, yo, this is kind of scary that this grown-ass man is infatuated with this kid that don't like him to the point where he has to get on multiple streams in front of thousands of people to lie. That's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. So let me do these super chats. My brother Eric Jordan earlier in that super chat, he said, on one side, the fighter's blessed with the power and fury of the ninja sword versus Miguel and Jerome and the machine of the pets. The monkeys and the coons can only duck and cry and get their cheeks clapped. Okay. Hashtag Bukaki.
Bukaki.
Right in the face. You nasty motherfucker.
Give power to my nigger sword!
You want me to unload the magazine on all these motherfuckers. My brother Main Biker in that super chat salute. He says they called Ali the Louisville Lip for talking a lot. Yeah. And if we got someone that's actually doing something, then let him talk. And if you don't like him, I mean, hey, the most you can do is hope someone comes and punch him in it. But don't get mad. I didn't like Lennox Lewis. Do you know why? Because I was like, man, ain't nobody in my country that could beat this guy. Evander came close. I wanted the Riddick Bowe fight, but what did he do? He threw the shit in the garbage. Hasim Rahman, he pegged him, but I knew what was going to happen in the rematch. Lennox Lewis lost the fight. He was fucking around filming a movie and got to Africa late. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says, Karen Shirley, FAFO, should never follow law enforcement doing their job. And also, your privilege got denied. So congratulations. You played yourself, Karen. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to unpack with that. Yep. My brother Scott Linehan in that super chat salute. He says, big up Drew. Who wins between Haney and Boots? Haney. Haney 100%. I got Haney in that fight 100%. And the reason why I say that is because Boots could afford him. Boots could afford him. Devin comes to 147. Now all of a sudden I'm too big for 47. I'm going to 54. Devin said, let's fight. He says, come to 52. He said, nigga, I just got the 54. I just got the 47. But if you dial it back for a second, didn't Boots say, yo, I can make 47 and I want to be undisputed at 47? And then Debo gets there, he goes to 54. And now he's with Eddie Hearn playing games. You see? So I got Devin beating Boots until Boots shows me something different. In other words, activate your position on the list like Brian Norman Jr. did, the only man on that list with balls. Brian is the real one for that. Salute to him. Marcus Walls in that super chat salute. He says, Errol did the heavy lifting the whole time. He did. He did. That's real shit. Main biker back in that super chat. He says, B-Hop and Lil B-Hop, Elmo are both raccoons. How ironic. Exactly. Both of them can eat a dick between two slices of bread. I'm done with them. It feels actually quite refreshing when people show you who they are and you can just let them go. No backseas. I ain't got time for that, man. Fuck that. I'm too old for it. The Rolly in that super chat salute. He says, Drew, your work is not for nothing, greatly needed. I appreciate you, brother. I do. I appreciate it. But it's hard sometimes. I'm like, man, what the hell, man? What am I doing this for? This is crazy shit. But I appreciate you. My brother Nadia 86 in that super chat. Salute to you, brother. He says, salute, Drew, and salute to the mighty LDBC, man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Thank all of you. Freedom's March in that super chat. He says, Coon Sean is a gas bag. Salute to my bro, Drew, and the mighty LDBC. Keep up the great work. Drop the Tetris blocks in the chat, y'all. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Simeon Saturday tomorrow. Because I just turned this back on. You see what I mean? You know there's something psychologically wrong with this dude, right? There's something psychological. Why is LDBC in your name? You see, it's a nigger like this that he don't even know why the LDBC exists. I'm not going to go down the history, because he's just here swinging. Sly and the Family Stone type shit. This dude is, you're sick. There's something wrong with you. There's really something wrong with you.
Get your hand off my penis!
Wrenches, you know what to do. You know what to do. I'll wait on y'all. Y'all don't get to do much over here, but y'all can do that. Y'all can do that. These are my favorite words, man, because I don't ever have to lie on these niggas. James Franklin is a tank. Dude, is your girl short and light skinned? You trying to get her to get tattoos up her back that says Baltimore? Because that's what you want to see when you're pounding her from behind. She'll be like, what the fuck is that about? Get the fuck off my phone. This is the homosexuality. And when I call these dudes gay, they want to be like, why are you always playing with that word? I'm not playing with the word. I clearly don't want to be bothered by this fool. And he has 10 channels and he shows up here. I block every last one of them. And then when I say you're gay, you gonna say you're not? Wrench gang.
Come on!
Jesus Christ.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
Do you suck dicks? Do you suck dicks? Do you suck dicks? Do you suck dicks?
Stupid butts.
Fuck out of here. Any woman that gets with a man that does this, something wrong with her. So I mean this from the bottom of my heart, with all disrespect. If you're on that type of time like this fool, James, I got 10 channels trying to run around here and defend a guy that don't like you, a 30-year-old man that doesn't like you, and you don't even know why the LDBC exists, but you trying to put it in your name, trying to be funny. You are every bit the knuckle dragging, big lip ape that I figured you were, and I wouldn't mind seeing you hang from the highest tree in the deepest part of the South with a barbed wire noose.
Nigger, nigger.
Because I don't want you around me.
Fuck you, nigga.
All my troubles come more nigga. Yeah, it makes me mad. Why you niggas are so against somebody for you?
How much longer do you think your
It
mouth
makes
is gonna
me
be
so
able to carry?
mad. Long enough to beat your ass if you fuck up. That's right. You might not get out of the stadium tonight. You gotta be cool because you've been watched.
I think you don't know, now you know. Nigga, nigga, nigga.
You can talk, you can talk, you can talk your brain now, motherfucker. Close that out. He's a nigger. He's a nigger. He's a nigger.
Oh my God.
A nigger. Look, there's a nigger.
Eric Jordan, that's super chat. He says Miguel's number one. He's 100 mad that he hasn't got his booty clapped yet. Oh yeah, you already know, man. Exactly. See, I told you this nigga crazy. James, fuck your mother. Fuck your mother. Real shit. Fuck off my channel, bro. Get out of here, you fucking wild ass maniac, you big lip monkey. You goon. Shut up, man. Get out of here. Who the GOAT? You know what you do with that? You tell Boots to stop being a bitch and be his own man and stop working with Eddie Hearn before he fucks around and puts him in there with Conor Ben, and Conor Ben stops him in the UK. There's nothing but space and opportunity. If Boots could beat Devin, then Eddie Hearn should have let it happen. Period. How the fuck you going from saying, hey, man, I want to fight at 147. I want to be undisputed at 147. As soon as Devin get there, he's like, yo, let's fight at 52. What? Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You can have your opinion. But Devin beats the shit out of Boots. Don't tell me, because Boots ain't put Devin on the list. Devin put his ass on the list, and Boots ran to another division. Now, why is it that y'all can say Devin ran to 40 to get away from 35 to avoid competition? Why y'all can say that, but y'all won't say Boots ran to a heavier division? Y'all say, oh, he couldn't make the weight anymore because of a picture. No, the motherfucker said, I can make the goddamn weight. That's what he said. He said, I can make the fucking weight, and I want to be undisputed until Debo got there. Now it's fight me at 52. Fuck out of here. How could I believe what you say when I see what you do? Fuck out of here. I ain't playing with nobody on that list. I don't care if that's your cousin. I don't care if that's your pops. I don't care if it's your brother. Your favorite guy could beat Devin. If he's on that list, show me. That's it. Willie Lowe, Bomb Squad, salute. Tell Champ we said what up, if he ain't watching already. And that goes for any fighter I support. If your guy could beat my guy, there's only one way to settle it. And if your guy's successful, I'm gonna talk about it. If he's not, I'm gonna talk about it. Tell Boots to get it done, because right now he ain't doing shit. 2 fights with Karen, beat up on a llama bean. Now what? Had such high expectations of him. What does he do? Go in there and start fucking with Eddie Hearn? What's the matter with him getting independent? What's the matter with him going to Bill and saying, yo, Bill, I need some game, bro. You moving good. I see what you're doing with Devin. Nah. Don't want to do that. So at this current junction, you know what? Let me retract that statement. I don't want y'all bringing y'all loser mentality around DHP. Y'all gonna poison the fucking water. Stay the fuck away from Bill, man. Y'all stay away from Bill. How about that? Fuck that. The time that I've done that, y'all had 5 years to do that shit. Y'all ain't do it, so fuck y'all. Stay away. I stay away. Shout out to Alice in Chains. Right now, y'all sitting on an angry chair. You kids will never get it.
Well, you should let me help you with that.
So considerate of you, Jimmy, but you know we don't allow is in the house, so it's quite all right. It really is wonderful to see you, son. You keep up the good work.
Y'all have no seat at the table, even though you want it real bad. But I'm gonna get out of here. And in closing, this right here, this proves that y'all don't want shit. I've been on cold this entire time, but who I've been on cold with, that's something else. It takes you one time for me to for you to show me who you are. See that? See that? Shakur, Keyshawn, okay. All right. Okay. There it is. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Salute to everybody. Venmo cell and the Cash App, Super Chats, man. Salute to y'all. Simeon Saturday, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Be there, be square. Because what I'm talking about here is going to carry on to what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. You guys are stepping on your own swords, man. Y'all putting holes in y'all big-ass feet that look like hands. I can't stand you monkeys.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down. Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.